This is Your Other Brothers Podcast.
Fear, you're not my lover, you're not my friend, you're not my brother. Oh, and no, there's no room here. There's a vacancy in my heart, but it ain't for fear.
Welcome, friends, to Your Other Brothers podcast, navigating faith, homosexuality, and masculinity together. From the jewel of the Blue Bridge, it's very sweltering. I'm already sweating all over my words. My name is Tom, and I'm so glad you are here. I don't know if you can sweat over your words, but I did. I just did. From the other side of the state, maybe not as sweltering over there because he has central air. It's our other brother, Ryan.
Hey, everyone.
How's that central air over there?
Oh, it is
nice.
Just grand.
I'm a little jealous right now in this little 10 by 10 stuffy studio, but we're going to do our best. And joining us from a scorching land of enchantment, it's our other brother, Matt. What's up, Matt?
What up? And as of right now, it is not scorching. It is actually raining. Well, technically raining. It's just drizzling right now. I am enjoying the weather thus far.
Yeah, good for you. Because I feel like the land of enchantment, I feel like it's not going to stay that way as the summer progresses, from what I've been told.
Well, the monsoon season is arriving. So if it's not here, it's coming.
I remember you podcasting once from the monsoon season. I just remember you saying that phrase once, which sounded funny to me at the time, monsoon season. It's like, are we in Cambodia right now? Where are you coming from?
I mean, hey, the desert gets rain, so we do have monsoon season here. So yeah.
As they say, Matthew, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it monsoons.
I guess whatever.
Matt, I know you're so excited to be here because we're doing a topic today that you have been hounding me to do for no joke, years. Like I think you have been putting this topic in my ear for such a long time. Yep. And lo and behold, here we are finally.
Yeah, we are finally doing it. And I am so excited right now. So
you have a certain glow about you. I mean, there's a physical glow about you right now as the sun is probably setting where you are. Yeah. Some like amazing light point from where you're sitting in your car. But we are talking about men's fashion today, which is it's like a bread and butter topic when it comes to our topic of masculinity. I mean, I think this bleeds over into sexuality a little bit too. We're going to get to that. But this is just like an awesome topic of masculinity that we can dive into. As far as our attire, our dress, our wardrobe, we're gonna talk about all of that here today. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to see. We got some. I was telling Ryan before the call. We always get some great feedback from our yobbers, our Patreon supporters. But I feel like this time, I think they were more on their game than they've been. This was like an A+ performance as far as the comments went.
They better be, else I'm gonna be disappointed in them.
A little teaser, Matthew, because Ryan read all about it, but a little teaser for you. There was a nice little exchange about cargo shorts, which I cannot wait to dive into.
Ooh, okay. I can't wait. I got some stuff to say about that.
Can't wait to have some cargo
Everybody
talk.
does. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This is fun. So for our listening audience, I mean, there might be a video clip or two that makes it into the interwebs, but we dressed up. I feel like we are all wearing stuff that is very us right now. And so I wanted to go around. Ryan, would you describe for our listening audience what you have decided to wear to fashion night here? That's what we're calling it with the YOBcast.
Well, my pants, which you cannot see on the screen right now, Tom and Matthew, are a clay red kind of denim pant from Raleigh Denim in downtown Raleigh. And then I'm wearing a short sleeve button down Calvin Klein shirt with rolled up short sleeves, and it's sort of a denim looking fabric, but it's not actually denim. It's got sort of a sheen to it. And then on my face, I'm wearing my gold Warby Parker glasses with a white acrylic rim inset. So that's what I'm wearing.
I feel like Warby Parker would be a great sponsor for the YOBcast. I hear them sponsored in other podcasts. I feel like they could.
It's worth checking
among
into.
Other brands. Yeah. I mean, Pair of Thieves, we can't keep that door open to you forever. So I don't know. We're going to have to maybe bypass Pair of Thieves for Warby Parker before too long. Yeah, very nice. Very nice indeed. I enjoy the sheen of that shirt. Yeah, it looks nice from your ring light. I can see the sheen. And then Matt, tell the viewer, I mean the listeners, what do you got going on?
Actually, I want you to tell how would you describe my attire that I am wearing?
I mean, I think Ryan said it best once. Like, I think your whole thing is like West Coast streetwear. Like you love like which you're on the West Coast.
I am on the West Coast.
You're a man of the street.
Yeah. I mean,
so there you go. So you got a black sweatshirt with Eternal something or other written
Eternal
on it.
Made.
Eternal Made.
Yep.
So it seems very Christian-y. That's like a very Christian-y type of thing. Maybe you got it from your church. Maybe it's from a band. That's kind of where I'm thinking the origin story of this black sweatshirt.
I mean, close.
You've got a gold chain rocking going down to the middle of your sternum. So this ain't no little mama's golden chain. This is like a big boy's golden chain. And then you got your typical New York Yankees cap, which I still have no idea why you wear that, because the Yankees are the worst. I don't know why.
I wear it because one of my
New York, you have no connection.
No. Well, okay. So here's a connection. My dream travel place is New York City. So I've always wanted to go to New York City, but I never have. So one of these days I will travel to New York City and like basically be like one of those tourist people. And also I have my little brown joggers pants, and also some white shoes, and also some I guess you could say like long socks as well. So definitely kind of West Side streetwear. That's kind of like my jam right now, and I love it. And plus,
you pull it off.
I do pull it off.
That's great.
I do pull it off. I'm one of the few in this group.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm one of the few in this group that can pull this off.
It wouldn't work for me. No, I'm not cool enough. Definitely. Yeah.
I have names of Yob community members going through my head. I'm not going to say them out loud to embarrass them. But I kind of
want to hear. No, not him either. No.
I think Matt pulls it off. You pull it off. I'm a little embarrassed now because you guys have described what's below the camera, and I did not dress accordingly because,
of course you did.
Once again, I'm in a sweltering 90-degree room right now, and I am not about to wear like thick jeans or something. I don't know. Like I am wearing. I'm just going to start from the bottom up. I am barefoot. I am wearing my H&M lounge shorts. So at least those are nice. They're not just like your Walmart lounge shorts. Like these are creme de la creme lounge shorts. But then Matt, I don't know if you noticed, Matt, have you noticed anything special about what you do see above the nipples?
Besides your shirt?
Anything about
necklace and hat?
What do you see here?
Let me see.
What do you see here?
Shirt, necklace, and hats. And also your wrist band.
I have a bracelet. I have a
bracelet
as well.
Okay, what's so special about that bracelet? Tell us.
Well, let's backtrack because I'm a little bummed. Maybe I don't expect you to know everything about our relationship, but Matt, I am wearing the same hat and the same striped shirt that I shopped in Albuquerque. Like, what was that? I think it might have been H&M.
It was
Hollister. We went to
so
this is from H&M. So it must have been H&M.
No, yeah.
But then I got the hat from that exchange place, whatever that
Buffalo Exchange.
Buffalo Exchange, yeah. So this wardrobe is courtesy the Land of Enchantment, most of it.
Yeah.
So
that's
a shout out to you.
Yeah, thanks to me.
Yeah. Because every time you visit Matthew, you go to the store. That's part of the itinerary.
Yes,
you go shopping.
Exactly. So I do recognize the shirt and also the hat. So I was going to say something, but at the same time, it's like, I know you, Tom. So you are the type of person who like wants to express, hey, this is my wear. I'm excited for this, and I don't want anybody to steal my thunder. So I let you have it.
Don't take my thunder. Yeah, and then the necklace. So I'm experimenting. I've been experimenting for a while now with accessories. The bracelet I don't pull out often. Like this is very special occasion. This is like going to the ball, and I'm really dressing up right now. So yeah, this little bracelet has my insignia on it. I have a little fish with a traveling stick on it. So this is like a little, if I was going to get a tattoo, this is like the symbol that I would get for my tattoo, which I will never get, let's be real, but I wear it on my wrist and in the form of a bracelet, and it's just as good, I feel. And then this little necklace, which I've gotten from the fine folks at Yes Theory, this amazing YouTube channel who's all about jumping out of planes and talking to strangers. Seeking discomfort is their motto. And this little lightning bolt, it's kind of this reminder to spark whatever, to follow the spark of what is hard and what is difficult, and to not let that derail you or stop you. So that is what I'm rocking here tonight on Fashion Night. This is fun. This is like whole intro matter. I feel like we're already getting into fashion talk. That was a nice little intro segue there. Yeah. Before we get to the bulk of our episode, this episode is coming out on 4th of July weekend. So to our amazing American audience, happy 4th. I hope it's a great weekend for everyone. Matt, have we talked about the 4th of July and your feelings about it as a Native American person?
Yeah.
I feel like we might have done that in the past at some point. But do you care to refresh our memories?
Yeah, us Native Americans actually enjoy 4th of July because we also live in the great United States of America. So since we are still a part of the USA, of course, we will also celebrate it as well. We do have fireworks and we do have barbecues. Ours is just a little bit different sometimes. Of course, our tradition is making our butchering sheep and making some mutton stew and fry bread and all that stuff. So, but we also have hot dogs and hamburgers as well. So, yeah, we don't let the naysayers say that we don't celebrate. We do. They're just lying to you.
You heard it here, folks, from the source.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I feel inclined to come visit you sometime on the 4th of July, and that would be so fun to experience. Like wherever you go, where do you go? Do you have family gathering? Do you go to the res? Like where do you go?
Well, it all depends year by year. So usually I go to friend's place. Sometimes I stay home with my extended family, and then we have a little like small cookout. But this year, I am actually going to Boston with some friends, and we are going to celebrate 4th of July out there. And I am excited. I'm getting my wardrobe ready for this weekend's trip, for the 4th of July trip. And it's going to be fun. I'm excited, all that stuff. I've never been to Boston. I'm ready to spill some tea over the side of the city. So I'll do my part in there. So, and
the other kind of tea, I'm sure you're all about spilling some tea.
Yeah, well, I don't like tea, so I'm ready to spill some tea.
Ryan, have you been to Boston? Have you ever been to Boston?
As a child. I don't really remember it.
Yeah, I was there several years ago. It's a cool little town. I enjoy Boston. Make sure you wear lots of red, white, and blue, Matt.
Well, okay, so I'm still trying to figure out what to wear on 4th of July, but I do have an American flag bandana, so I'm definitely going to be wearing that either on top of my head or just like as a little like mini scarf or whatever. So I will make sure my wardrobe is definitely American. So, yeah.
Wonderful. I look forward to seeing what you came up with. Yeah, happy 4th to everyone listening. I hope it's a great weekend for you guys whenever you're listening to this. Why don't we dive into some announcements? So I'm really excited. I don't know if this has been mentioned publicly, but behind the scenes, you guys, we are finally at long last planning a Yobbers retreat. And this is something we tried to do not just once, but twice last year during the plague, and it just didn't happen. It didn't pan out, which was unfortunate, but a lot of good stuff came. Like we had a digital retreat once we figured out we couldn't do a physical retreat, we had a digital retreat, which was really awesome because we got some great feedback after that digital retreat that a lot of guys in our community said that they wouldn't have either come to the physical retreat for financial reasons or for just emotional reasons. Cause that's like, it's a big deal. I mean, I've been in this world for a decade now, but I have to like constantly remind myself that some people are discovering Yob or discovering the greater Side B community for the first time. And they don't have the same like gung-ho spirit about meeting strangers from the internet that a lot of us have become so normalized to over the years. So that was incredible feedback to get last year, that we had an amazing digital retreat experience for people who probably wouldn't have come realistically to an in-person retreat. But yeah, it's fun now, 2.5 years later. It's hard to believe it's been that long, but 2.5 years later from our last in-person retreat, we're now about to plan this will be our third in-person retreat later this year. And so I say all that to say, for our listeners who happen to be Yobbers, we're so excited. Cannot wait to gather together. We're figuring to have, somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 people show up from all around the country. So really excited. It's going to be an awesome gathering. And I also say that as an invitation for people listening out there. If you're interested at all in joining and partaking in the community aspect of Yob, we would love to have you aboard. It's a growing community, and I'm obviously as biased as you can get, but I love this community. I love being a part of it. It's an awesome group of guys, and I'm really excited for just what's to come in the rest of 2021, and hopefully in the years to come as well. So yeah, shoot us a message, shoot me an email if you're out there, if you're interested at all in joining the community. If you have questions, if you have reservations, those are totally normal. Let me know. I would love to clear anything up with you guys. And I mentioned this because we are planning for a retreat soon. Soon the YOBcast is going to be taking a little bit of a breaky break. And we do this from time to time, and it's good. Like, again, I wish I could just like do this every single week for the rest of my life. I enjoy talking to my friends and having these awesome conversations, like one we're about to have today. But breaks are good. And especially when things like retreats come up and things just require time and energy. It's good to take a step back. And so we've got one more episode coming this summer of the YOBcast. We've got a couple of convo casts coming still as well. And then we'll take a little bit of a break. And the break could be a month. It could be 2 months. It could be something in between. It won't be forever. It won't be long, but it'll be a good time to just take a step back as we prepare for the retreat. And then as we just kind of reset, take a deep breath, and then hopefully this fall continue on with another amazing string of episodes. So thank you guys for all the support. It's been awesome to do this show and just to get such great feedback, both from within our community and then a lot of times outside of our community as well, through emails, through comments on the blog or on our YouTube channel. So thank you for all the feedback, for all the voicemails that are coming in. Like, it's been such a joy to have a show that's engaging with our listeners. So we hope that these last couple shows before the break continue to resonate with you guys and that you engage with it as well, because we love hearing from y'all. And before we get to the topic, we need to thank our sponsor for this episode. And when you talk about men's fashion, you cannot ignore the crop top. You just can't. It's there. It's front and center.
I cannot ignore a crop top. It is true.
You can't, right? If you see a crop top worn by a man, how can you turn away?
No, you do. At least a triple take.
This is like Medusa. You guys know the story of Medusa? Like, you look at this Greek woman with snakes in her hair, you turns you to stone. Yeah, it's like try to not to look at a man wearing a crop top. You can't. You'll turn to stone.
I hate the sponsor. I hate it so much.
You know what the sponsor reminds me of, Matthew? I don't know if you remember this, but it was like, I think the second or third season of Queer Eye, they did a promo for Queer Eye, and Anthony was rocking a gray, I think it was a gray or a black crop top.
It was a gray
and again,
crop top.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. I know you saw it. Hard to look away, right?
Of course, because Anthony is fine and all that stuff. So yeah. There's only certain
Anthony
people
is fine and all that stuff.
Yeah. There's only certain people who can actually wear a crop top and pull it off. Many cannot. And don't you ever be in that category of do not. If you cannot pull it off, don't you ever try to pull it off.
Do you have to have abs? Is that the qualifier?
Yeah.
What's the qualifier?
Or at least be physically fit.
If you can pull it off, you owe it to the world.
Yeah, you do.
You owe it to the world. We need to see. We need to see your midriff. Yeah.
I can see all
So
the
thank you, crop
failures
tops.
too. So, oh my gosh.
Matt, you work out so much. We did a fitness podcast with you. I feel like you're going to be able to pull off that crop top by the end of the
Oh
summer,
no.
right?
Give me 2 more years and then I'll see. We'll get back to that. Yeah.
All right. 2023, we'll do a fashion follow-up, and then we expect you to come on the show with a crop top.
Well,
So stay tuned.
let's just say let the episode be just about crop tops and that's it. And then that's when I'll put my input.
Oh, you just want a whole episode on crop tops?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
The sponsor would love that. They would love a whole episode dedicated to them.
Something tells me we wouldn't have enough material and it would turn out short.
I beg to differ.
I think Matthew missed the joke, but that is our sponsor for this episode. Let's talk about fashion, you guys. Yeah, Matt, you've been wanting to talk about this episode for a while. So can you tell me concisely why? Why does this topic excite you so much? Why have you wanted to talk about fashion for years now?
Because as human beings, especially in today's modern era, we wear clothes, and also how you wear these clothes, they basically represent who you are. Kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like some of it is dressed to impress, others is first impressions, others is just kind of like how you view yourself from the inside, and it also comes out. So there are many layers to fashion, especially men's fashion as well. So it's not just about clothes. It's about, there's also an emotional response to it. There's also a psychological response to it, mental response as well. And of course, physical response. So there, again, many layers to fashion. It's not just like a one and done thing. There's a lot of layers to it. And I found that out through just watching different people of doing different wardrobe makeovers and all this stuff, and how they do a before and after responses to how they view themselves. Again, before and after. So I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to finally be here doing this because Matthew, I mean, you know this, you've had an impact on me as far as fashion goes, because I used to be someone who just really didn't care all that much. Like, I wore pretty straight passing, baggy, normal clothes, like gray, lots of grays and blues. Grays and blues. Yeah. I still wear a lot of grays and blues, but there's a little more diversity in my wardrobe. Yeah. I mean, this shirt that I'm wearing, this striped shirt that I'm wearing is one of those, but you've helped me see that it's like, it's important to find, what is me? What is my self-expression? And how can I just be more confident along with that? Not just to dress, in whatever way, but to like the confidence that goes attached with knowing that I just feel better in my skin because I'm wearing this shirt or these pants or this hat or accessories, what have you. Like, there are layers to it. And I love how you kept using the word layers, because that's so like
both clothing type and also
what's the word?
Both clothing and also I guess personal behavior or something like that. I don't know. So
so I'm excited to peel the layers with you guys. Not that we're going to be stripping throughout this episode, although I'm tempted. Man, it is hot. It is hot in this room.
You'll just need an audio cue, just a little ding, like a little bell to ring whenever you take off another piece of clothing, just to help the listeners.
Yeah.
To help
pace.
Yeah.
To help them pace their visualization.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't go too fast.
Hey,
it starts with the hat.
Hey, secretly, like, probably Tom is a nudist. We don't know. So
I live alone. You don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yep, exactly.
They got these giant bay windows though, so the whole neighborhood would know. So, let's start from the beginning, you guys. Let's start from our childhood. I would love to start there and just learn how some of our fashion journeys began. I'm curious, going through, let's kind of start with like middle school. I feel like middle school, high school, that's kind of where we start to develop a bit of a personality as far as choosing what we wear. And maybe the options we're choosing have been chosen for us by our mother. Got some things to say about that. But how was little Ryan and little Matthew as a middle schooler, high schooler, when it came to fashion? Like, what was your relationship with the clothes on your body back then?
I didn't like my body, and so I didn't invest a lot of time and energy into how I dressed. I guess I thought that, if if I liked my body, I would, but it almost felt like it wasn't for me to think too hard about fashion or to get involved in fashion. Also, in middle school and high school, like the fashion that's presented to you, or at least what's presented to me, is just kind of a lot of the same stuff, like Hollister, American Eagle, Abercrombie and Fitch. And those were stores that I felt very out of place in. Probably I was most comfortable in American Eagle. And so I shopped a little bit at American Eagle, but I was not bold at all. I wasn't expressive at all. I wasn't trying to express anything through my fashion at the time.
Yeah. Did you like actually shop at American Eagle, or when you said you shopped there, like was your mom there too? Like how did you acquire clothing?
I mean, when I was old enough to look for clothes on my own, I would be on my own, but like when I was the age that my parents would take me shopping, it would be like, Kohl's or Walmart or Old Navy.
Right.
Or Target.
Yeah. I lived in those locations myself. What about you, Matt? Matt, your story, I would love to hear. Yeah. What were you like pre-college?
Yeah, pre-college. Elementary and high school. We never had middle school. So, so basically I grew up poor. And whatever we used to go to, we used to actually have some government assistance in clothing. And because of how my parents live, my parents didn't really go shopping. They didn't really take us to the mall that much, every now and then. But I didn't care what I wore all throughout late elementary, early high school. And whatever my mom or actually my parents would buy us, we would wear, and whatever my mom thought was good, we would wear. And it wasn't until probably like my sophomore, I think my sophomore, maybe junior year, that's when I kind of started like a little bit getting into more of like, hey, I kind of want to look good, but I don't know where to start. So, because of living in one household and having one TV, and also having a mom who loved watching TV, and my dad did not that much, unless it was like basketball or football or boxing. My mom used to actually make me and my younger brother watch a TV show called What Not to Wear. And we I remember that show. Yeah, so we used to watch that, and we were forced to watch that because that was her thing and we couldn't change the channel. So we just got interested in it, and that's where actually my love of fashion kind of came into being and came into place. And from there, I kind of like, hey, I kind of like how they look, and I kind of want to look like them. I kind of want to look that good, but because we're poor, we can't go like shopping. So I need to improvise. And that was the start of me loving clothes and fashion.
Oh, that was such a pretty visual of me, like knowing you today and picturing little Matthew watching What Not to Wear with his mom and seeing the origin story. Everyone has an origin story. So that's fun to hear yours. Yeah. As for me, like I don't know. Like I just remember, mom taking me to Walmart, or I don't even know if we went to American Eagle, honestly. Here's the funny story with American Eagle. I think my mom is still convinced that I'm a straight 11th grade boy, and she'll like still roll by American Eagle today and look at the clearance rack and pick up a shirt with, the little eagle symbol on it for $5 and she'll give it to me for Christmas or something. And I'm like, oh, and sometimes she's a hit and sometimes she's a miss. But whenever it's a hit, I'm just like embracing the youth that I never had because I don't remember having American Eagles stuff when I was in high school. So sad. Did any of us have older brothers? I don't feel like we had. Oh, you did, Matt? Did you get hand-me-downs?
No, because my older brother, so with me and my younger brother, we I know I am, we were like skinny boys. And my older brother, he was in sports. He was a football player. He was a basketball player. So everything that was supposed to be hand-me-downs, hand-me-downs wasn't a hand-me-down because of how big he was, and he used to wear mediums and also large. So whatever, and not only that, but since he was the first child, he would get whatever he wanted, and he's the one that actually went to the mall and bought whatever clothes that he wanted because he's the firstborn, he's the oldest child. So whatever, basically almost whatever thing that he got. And then for us, me and my younger brother, we would like go shop at like Walmart or something like that, or get something off the clearance rack, or go to Ross or whatever. And that's how we that's how we got our clothes. And I mean, we didn't know any better. We didn't know style or anything like that. So and then once my older brother went off to college, then that's when we kind of like, hey, I kind of want to buy a little bit more of my own stuff. But again, we grew up poor, so we didn't have that much money. So it wasn't until later in life, especially in college, that's when I started getting more into fashion and more into, hey, I kind of want to dress up in like better clothes. And also I had scholarship money to buy better clothes. And then from there, like it took off. So yeah.
Yeah, I got hand-me-down clothes from my younger brother when high school turned to college, and my brother got bigger, and then I inherited all of his trendy little shirts that he had. So for a couple of years there, I was sporting my younger brother's hand-me-downs, which is a funny little story. But yeah, we had some guys in our community talk about hand-me-downs and the journey of inheriting fashion choices from someone else. But yeah, I think about my own journey with fashion, and I think honestly, friendship with you, Matthew, is part of it. But then watching Queer Eye, I think that is absolutely something that has factored into my, in general, self-care. I mean, I feel like through that show, I have nothing but love for that show. Through that show, I've been learning self-care across the board, but most notably, I would say in the realm of fashion, because I'm sure we have lots of people out there who love this show. My favorite segments from the show are always the fashion segments with Tan, because I just learn so much about like body shapes and proportions and where seams should be and colors that work for people. I mean, there's a science to fashion that I find just endlessly fascinating. Do you guys go for the science of fashion?
I guess I'd be interested in learning more, but I feel like I make all my fashion choices through intuition and instinct, which I'm surprised it doesn't go worse for me.
Yeah, I think you have a pretty good instinct.
Yeah, for myself, I already knew the science and rules of fashion because of, again, the show, what not to wear. So basically, that show walks so Tan can run. So that's yeah.
Oh, all the Tan stands out there.
But it's true. It is true. So whatever rules and also science to it of a body figure, it basically did come out to the show what not to wear, and all the stuff that he said was like, yeah, I kind of already know that, but it was also a refresher as well. It's like, hey, don't forget about like, hey, if you are shaped this way, get these types of clothes. But not only that, but with the show what not to wear, it's also like probably 10-15 years old, but yet the rules are still applicable today. It's just kind of like with Queer Eye, it's more of a modern clothing style, more based in like today's society as well. So I mean, no shade to Tan or anybody like that. So it's good to have refreshers, it's good to have rules, it's good to have stuff to base on and guidelines to base on. So yeah. I know I've done this. Ryan, I'm curious if you've done this too. Have you ever just gone to a clothing store and just grabbed like 10 things and just been like, I have no intention whatsoever to purchase this, but I want to see what it looks like on my body? Have you ever done that? Because I think I did it for the first time with Matthew, or we have a mutual friend who I remember definitely doing that a couple times with. And it was like incredibly like empowering. Like I was surprised how much I just loved. Like I have no intention to buy this floral collared shirt, but I'm just going to wear it and see what it looks like and take a picture. And
it's just been super empowering to do that.
Yeah, I've never done that with just like go out and pick clothes like because I don't think I'll wear them, but I do like to sort of try on some bolder choices, and I may or may not decide to buy them, but it is fun to remind yourself, okay, you're just trying it on. You're not buying it. You can just say how it looks, see how it goes.
Yeah, get a little crazy, get a little adventurous out there beyond the. We posted online, Ryan, your wonderful wardrobe in your closet, ranging from what's the color spectrum? Do you want to paint the visual again?
It goes from like black to dark blue to like charcoal to lighter blue to like mid gray to light gray to white.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the gay male flag, just like most of my wardrobe too.
And I will say though, I will add a little clarification. Those are my hanging shirts. I have a lot of shirts that are folded up that have more variety in them.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting that your hanging shirts are my t-shirts, because I'm a huge like V-neck t-shirt person. That's like most of my t-shirts are in the blues, and kind of in the similar color scale that you mentioned. Whereas my hanging shirts, I'm a huge flannel person. And so I've got flannel blue and flannel red and flannel yellow. And so green, I think I have way more, color variety, I think, in my hanging clothes. So we've got a little inverse situation going on there.
Yeah. And also my, like I said, the pants I'm wearing right now are red.
Yes.
Maybe I'll show you. Yeah, look.
So very nice. Yeah.
That red. And I have some pink shorts. So, I think, having some contrast is definitely good.
Which those bold colors for you, like have you ever like researched all the, Matthew, you probably know the terms for this, but like there's seasons, right? So like Ryan would be a summer person because he's got blonde hair and blue eyes. So he can pull off more like vibrant colors. Ooh. Versus me, fall person. I have dark hair and I do better with like darker, more subdued colors. Right. Like there's, I forget, I think that's just all it's called. It's like if you're a spring, summer, fall, or winter based on your hair color and skin color.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. I mean, this is definitely okay with fashion, and also types of skin colors, types of body. There are clothes that does not work on you, and that's fine. And if it doesn't work on you, then you don't need to wear them. And there are clothes that are going to work on you, and those ones you should enjoy, and you should also have the confidence to wear. And there's also nothing wrong just to experiment. Especially if you're buying stuff at the thrift store that costs like $2 or $3 or like $10 or something like that. Like you can definitely experiment over there.
I always assumed my skin was too pale to pull off like bright, vivid colors. So even these like colorful clothes that I'm wearing right now, it's like as colorful as it gets for me, but they're still kind of toned down and muted.
It's like your personality, but I think, I would affirm that like if you wanted to wear a bright blue shirt or pink, you mentioned pink shorts, right? Like that, I think that works really well.
Like powder pink.
Yeah, no, I think those types of bright colors work well for folks with your complexion and your hair color. I think it works really well for you.
Not only that, but with white jeans as well. That can also that as of right now, that's what I'm seeing. Like you can actually definitely pull off white jeans with that type of t-shirt, and also either brighter or darker dress-ish types of button-up t-shirts as well. So especially floral. I mean, floral, you can definitely pull that off as well. So
I wanted to read, because we've mentioned Queer Eye, and we're going to start talking about our style. I'm glad we've already started talking about it. But one of our yobbers had this to say about style and fashion. He said this: Tan explained this beautifully in an early episode of Queer Eye. The general idea is that style is dressing in a way that makes you feel comfortable with yourself. Fashion is so tied to trends that come and go. I'm a huge advocate for style, and fashion can go burn. So that's a little differentiation if people are out there trying to figure out, because it's true, like fashion comes and goes. Like I think Matt probably has a better beat on this than I do, but I think skinny jeans, like the skinny jean thing is on its way out, or maybe it's already out, but I feel like baggier is what Gen Z is all about now. Like they're going back. It's like we keep going cyclically back and forth. Like we want to wear skinnier clothing and now we want to wear baggier clothing. And it's interesting to see the fashion, the trends come and go as the generations pass.
I mean, yeah, I definitely agree with what that guy said, especially what Tan said, that of like wearing something comfortable, that will boost your confidence, and that's what I always go for. And especially whenever you and I are shopping, Tom, I always want to boost your confidence, and it definitely shoots up, like your confidence, like once you are.
You're a good cheerleader. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're a good personal shopper. Yeah. It's good to have you side by side in that endeavor.
And I'm definitely honest of my opinions of what to wear and what not to wear, and what can work, what cannot work, and all that stuff. And like for today's fashion trends, yeah, of course I can definitely see it. I mean, one of our assistant pastor, he's a Gen Z pastor, and you could tell that he definitely wears Gen Z street attire stuff, and he wears it loud and proud. And there are some stuff where I was like, yes, I like that. And then there are other times where it's like, I know I cannot pull that off. But I kind of, in my little like closets of clothes, I definitely have both millennial attire and also Gen Z attire. So I like to switch it up every now and then.
Along the lines of this distinction between fashion and style, I think we hit on a similar distinction, but not quite the same earlier, where Matthew, you were talking about dressing to impress versus dressing to express. Like there's dressing for other people, for the eye of other people, but then there's dressing for yourself, like dressing in what you like because you think it looks good and because you like the way you look in it. And I appreciate that distinction too. It makes me feel less attention seeking, I don't know, or approval seeking as I make fashion decisions. I think I'm doing this for myself because I'm honoring my body by dressing it well.
Yeah. And I think I used to always have like, I don't know, I don't remember specific memories of just being really cynical about people who dressed well or wore clearly more expensive clothing. But I just always thought that wasn't for me. Like I would never dare spend more than $20 on a shirt or $30 on pants. Like I would just never dare do that because how showy or how vain or how, whatever, like all these negative connotations. But I think just to be able to accentuate how comfortable I am in my body, to like, it's okay to express yourself. We're going to get to some interesting tie-ins to sexuality in a little bit, but yeah, no, I love it when someone figures out what works for them, and it just makes them, you can tell, like they're just, when they're glowing in their clothing, like that is a beautiful thing. That's what I love about those Queer Eye episodes. Cause they just like, when they walk down the stairs at the end of the episode and they're wearing the new clothing that Tan's picked out for them, like, and they're just so happy. They're just so joyful because they know that it looks good on them. And it makes them feel better. Like that's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah. At first, I think this kind of goes to almost everybody. That's at first, yes, we are here to dress to impress, but then also down the lines throughout time, whether it's sooner or later, that's we dress for ourselves and we just dress what is comfortable to us. And from there, because of how people compliment us of our attire, of what we wear, and from there it's like, hey, I actually can dress good and I actually look good, and from there, like you gain the confidence, and from there you trust more of yourself, of what to get for yourself. And an example of recent is when Dean, he came to visit me, and I took him shopping, and he has not been shopping for himself for good, I'm going to say 10 years. And he expressed that to me. And I was so surprised. I was like, yeah, it's like, I just never had time. And all of these shirts and shorts, pants, whatever, they're from like 10 years ago. And I actually have not been shopping for myself since that time, for that long. So I, of course, me being me, is like, all right, we're going to go to the mall. We're going to go shopping. And
that was like a bat signal in the sky, and
exactly.
Matt responded to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I took him to like H&M, to Tilly's, to Urban Outfitters, all these different stores, and like, hey, try this out, giving him clothes, giving him t-shirts, pants, whatever. And he definitely got a few stuff. And then when he went back home and started actually wearing them, he actually got compliments from different people, whether it's from strangers or coworkers or different stuff. Like he definitely expressed that, or he definitely expressed his thanks for me being there and challenging him. Hey, you need some new clothes and you need to actually dress better. And he can definitely see that. And it was definitely an eye opener for him. It's like, hey, it's okay to dress better, and also dress for yourself, and also a little bit to dress to impress. And it definitely gave him the confidence booster for him after he visited me. So that's kind of an example too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely a time and place for dress to impress. I mean, like, interviews, or when you're in a situation that you need to, you want to communicate confidence and competence through your dress. Yeah.
Do you guys, just you mentioning that, I feel like we get to reference Dean every once in a while, so big shout out to Dean. That's awesome. Do you guys, because I love compliments over dress. Like I'm a little more iffy with compliments over body. Like that's a whole nother conversation as far as body image goes, but like I enjoy getting compliments over dress. And I feel like, it's a shame, but I feel like that's way more of a female thing, that another, like, females will compliment each other's dresses, like, oh, that's a cute dress, or where'd you get your bag? Or, I hear that all the time with females. But how do you guys feel about either, receiving, this goes back to love languages. How do you feel about receiving compliments over your attire versus, and also how do you feel about giving compliments for other men and their attire?
I feel pretty comfortable giving compliments to men for their attire, for their outfits, or individual pieces. With women, it feels a little weird because I'm worried that they'll feel like I'm hitting on them, that it'll come across like that. Although I guess I don't know why I don't worry about that with men, right?
Oh well,
yeah. I do like. I mean, as much as the next person, I like receiving compliments about my outfit. I love it. I think I value most compliments on my whole outfit. If someone just says, "Oh, that's a cool shirt," I'm like, "Oh, thanks." But if you compliment me on the whole outfit, I feel like I've really accomplished something. Because it's like something that I did versus the shirt. I didn't make the shirt. I just bought the shirt.
Mm-hmm. No, but you assembled this combination, all these puzzle pieces that went together. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for myself, I definitely like giving compliments, and I also like getting compliments as well. For me, giving compliments, like I'm just being honest. Like hey, I like that t-shirt, or is like, oh my gosh, it's like, where did you get that shirt from? Where did you get that pants from? Where did you get that shoes from? Like those are honest opinions, and they're honest encouragement as well. I mean, I don't care whether it's guy or girl, and if they know that I'm giving them a compliment for their attire, for what they wear, and they definitely like it. I mean, like, they really appreciate it, and they go out of their way of saying thank you. It's like, hey, it's like, thank you for that comment, or it's like thank you. Or like a guy is like, it's like, hey man, it's like, thanks for that. It's like, I didn't know that, or I didn't want to wear this shirt, but since you told me that it actually looks good, I'm going to wear it more. So just stuff like that. As long as you're honest, as long as you're honest and genuine about it, like I don't think like them worrying about like hitting on you will ever come to their mind. I mean, unless like if you need to go, if it's for a woman, just kind of like have a little like feminine.
We're not talking about women here. Let's normalize men, affirming other men's clothing, because that makes
sexist. Okay. Well, yeah.
We'll say
just saying that. Just like camp it up a little. Like
Hey, So, anyways, I mean, compliment's a compliment, whether both sexes, both genders, whatever, or many genders, whatever. So, like, whatever looks good on different people, like definitely compliment them. They'll definitely love it. They'll definitely you'll make their day. You will definitely make their day.
How do you guys feel about this? Is going to start to get into a poll that I asked our Yobbers on Facebook. How do you guys feel about this term metrosexual? It's the worst, isn't it? I hope everyone hates that word as much as I do.
This word is ancient.
Yeah.
I think the ancient Mesopotamians came up with it.
Yeah. Dude, are you going back to like the early 2010s or something? Because we're
taking it way back.
Yeah, we are definitely taking it way back. That's like 20 like late 2000s, early 2010s.
I want to explain it for everyone. Like for people, this used to be a term. It's not as popular anymore, but it used to be a term that you would hear for a well-dressed man. I guess that's what it meant. It was like a man who's like really into how he looks, which like, yes, there's a vanity threshold. I don't know where it is. I feel like most people don't necessarily hit it in this conversation. Like we're talking about healthy self-expression and looking good and feeling good in your skin, looking good in your expression of clothing. But yeah, the reason I asked that question, or I bring up that term rather, is because I asked the Yobbers on Facebook, do you worry about looking gay or looking too gay with your clothing choices? And I put it in the present tense because I wanted to hear, like, when it comes down to the clothing that you pick out and you wear today, are you consciously or subconsciously wearing what you're wearing because you don't want to look gay or too gay, however you want to define that? And I was a little bit surprised by the results. 38 out of 53 said they do not worry about looking gay. There's a lot of confident folks in our group, apparently. But
That's great to hear.
Yeah. But I mean, I actually voted no. I mean, I actually voted yes. I voted that, like, yeah, I'm not about to wear the crop top. I'm going to single out the crop top. I'm not going to wear a crop top, or I'm not going to wear certain items of clothing that could be attributed as gay or too gay. That enters in my mind. I wish I was more confident to just be like, no, I can wear whatever I want. I can wear whatever gender bending item of clothing that's out there. But there's a threshold for me. There is a line that I think is further along today than it's ever been, certainly. But I do worry about that. Like it's like some kind of subconscious maybe thing in my wardrobe selections and choices these days. But I was curious, Ryan, and then Matt, do you is that something you are conscious of or not so much as far as choosing your clothing goes?
You know, I have this rainbow Sufjan Stevens shirt. It says Sufjan Stevens over and over again in different colors of the rainbow, and a progression of rainbow colors. Yeah. And I every once in a while think about wearing it to work, but then like decide not to, because I'm afraid that if they see me in my rainbow colored Sufjan Stevens shirt, they're going to realize that I'm sad.
That you're sad?
Because it's Sufjan Stevens. That's the joke. I'd be coming out as depressed and not gay.
I see. I was wondering where you were going with that. Yeah, because I remember I've seen you wear that shirt. It's been a while since I've seen you wear it, but I have seen you wear that shirt. That's so funny.
But on a more serious note, I think for me it's a little more situational. Like I'm not gonna wear that shirt to kind of middle of nowhere Eastern North Carolina. I went to a bar with some friends, and I didn't realize we were going to be going to a bar after this event. And this bar was like rural. I think I mentioned it on a different podcast, and it was like these people were there in like construction uniforms, and I was dressed very okay. That sounds, but not that construction workers are always homophobic, but like you get what I'm saying. Like it's not the
burly.
It's not my typical.
Yeah.
It's not my typical Raleigh hipster crowd, right?
Yeah.
And so I was wearing, I forget what, but it was quite gay. Like it was one of my gayest outfits, and I was like, is this a good idea? Like, I don't know. Like I wouldn't have walked in there alone, wearing what I was wearing, but yeah, I was like, kind of said half jokingly to the people I was with, so am I going to get hate crimed wearing this? Like,
what were you wearing? Do you remember? Like what was the outfit? Do you remember?
Definitely the pink shorts, and they were rolled up a little
Okay.
bit. I don't remember what shirt I was wearing.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Situational, yeah. Like I would feel way more comfortable being a little bolder in certain crowds versus others. What about you, Matt? Matt, do you ever dress too gay, or do you feel too gay for dressing well?
No, I don't.
All right, moving on.
No, we are not. So I have a lot. I actually have another example for this. So it all depends on like your comfort zone, your boundaries that you set within yourself. Because I mean, like there are people who dress more conservatively, some more liberally, some like just dress hoish, you could say. But again, it depends on different people. For myself, I actually have a kind of like a shorts type of I don't know, attire, and it was because of a friend. His name is Justin, and he's a tall, muscular, I guess you could say, man, and he's a 6'3", blondes. I mean, like this dude can be a model, and he wears like 5-inch shorts, in-stream shorts, and that dude, like, he is confident, and he wears it. Like sometimes he wears it at church, and he for himself, it actually took progress of just like, hey, I kind of want to get this because it actually looks good on me, and not only that, but like it shows off my legs that I've been working out and all that stuff. And he explained this. We kind of had an argument one night, and he explained this, that like, hey, it's like I don't care. I kind of stopped caring about what everybody else thinks of me, and also what men should wear. It's like if I'm gonna wear like these like short shorts like to a public place, like I'm gonna wear them, because in the 1970s and 1980s, like back in those days, like men used to wear like I don't want to say skimpy like attire, but in a way they used to wear those types of short shorts, and it used to like you saw it almost like everywhere. And it wasn't until like the AIDS epidemic that like people kind of had their like mindset shifted, and because of that, then like men started wearing like longer shorts and longer pants and whatever, and it's like they didn't want to look gay. And for him, it's like, no, it's like I want to redeem this attire. And it's like I know, because I look good, and I actually, it gives me the confidence, and I don't care what people say or give me like a weird look, but I am going to wear it because like I know the history of it, and I want to be one of those people that redeem like this attire. And he wears it loud and proud, and he doesn't care, and he's a very, very confident, masculine man. And and then because of him, I bought like two pairs of those types of shorts, and they're probably one of the best investments ever. So they're
5-inchers.
Yeah, the 5-inchers. I wear them. I love them.
Wow,
And
okay.
I can make them like streetwear if I wanted to. So they're from J. Crew Factory or something like that. So yeah, so you can look them up, Tom, whenever. So yeah, I mean, like
I will not.
I'll make you. So it all depends like on your comfort level.
It all is like what people think. Like that's kind of the center of this conversation, because I want to read some comments real quick. We're running out of time, but I wanted to read some comments because I think a lot of when it comes to fashion, men's fashion, a lot of it just centers around fear of what people think. So there's a couple contrasting thoughts. And I feel like I'm tossed in between these two. So the first guy said, the way I dress, I said I don't worry about it because as far as I can tell, I dress like a straight guy. I don't like to draw too much attention to myself, and I generally dress more simply. Now, is the reason that I dress that way because I'm afraid of looking too gay, quote unquote? That's a completely different question. That's not nearly as easy to answer. And I can resonate with that because for most of my life, I just wanted to, I feel like I'm a unique four. We're not going to dive too deep into Enneagram talk, but a lot of fours like to express themselves in vibrant, passionate ways. But I am a counter type of the type four in that, yes, there are some ways like philosophically or the way I live my life that I want to stand out. But when it comes to my attire, for the most part, I just want to blend in. I just want to do what everyone else is doing. And so if that just means wearing the baggy shirts or baggy pants or whatever the rest of the crowd's doing, that's kind of how I've been more inclined to go. Now I've learned to find my own personality and to find clothes that fit a little better and to accentuate. Like I've been proud of my, you were mentioning a friend working out. Like I was proud of for a while there, my own working out. And so like, I want to accentuate my arms or my thighs or whatever. And so that's, it made me feel good to be able to work like that. So I've tried to find that middle ground of not standing out just to stand out for standing out's sake, but yeah, to find that line between being comfortable with how people are perceiving me, but also, you know, being a little bold sometimes.
Yeah. And yeah. And the hilarious thing is that my friend Justin, he's also a four as well. So he definitely understands like the uniqueness and also kind of like the warring inside of him. I was like, I don't want to be like every other people, but at the same time, like I also need to take it back as well. So he definitely has some thoughts and also feelings that you have as well. So
fours unite. Yeah. Because fours are so different. We're not going to get into fours talk, but yeah, fours across the spectrum have all these different reactions to how they want to showcase themselves. On the flip side of that other comment, there's this one. In connection to my sexuality, I have felt a lot more freedom as I've developed my own style. I've grown to not care what people think about me and choose to dress in ways that seem more quote unquote queer, but are simply more comfortable and enjoyable to me. While I used to dress so I wouldn't get clocked, seen as gay, I now recognize that fear of man is not something that should define my life as a believer, especially over something as trivial as clothes. So I appreciated that guy's response to this topic as well. But before we go, because you guys, we need to talk about cargo shorts because we had this good old Eugene. I'm going to call out Eugene because Eugene had this to say, and then it's spearheaded on our Discord a little discussion about cargo shorts, which I think Ryan partook in a little bit. But Eugene had this to say. Shout out to Eugene. He said, "I'm kind of in between, I suppose. All my life, I've always generally wanted to look good, but never too much thought into it. Recently, I've been trying to up the ante a little bit and go for the best of both worlds. I've ditched cargo shorts, though I do really miss the practicality of them, even if they looked dorky. But I do try out things that are a bit more colorful and have an artistic edge. I want to stand out a bit, but also still have a masculine look. I think men's style needs to change badly. Men have basically been wearing the exact same style of clothes for the last 20 years. And so this sparked a little back and forth on our Discord because someone else said, I will never give up cargo shorts. Khaki cargo shorts are the best ever. Does that make me straight if I still like cargo shorts? And then someone else said, yes, your gay privileges have been revoked. I will be by in 3 to 5 business days to pick up your gay card. And then he said cargo shorts must die and never return. And then Ryan, you had this good liner. You said cargo shorts with a 5-inch inseam are the win-win here. And I have to say, yeah, if we could get the length of it down a little, but still have those massive pockets that serve a purpose, then we're getting somewhere.
Right. Yeah. As long as the cargo shorts are not like the thing with cargo shorts is they're like bell bottoms, but shorts, like they just get wider and wider and wider. And that's a problem. So friend of the show, Grant Hartley, posted on Twitter a while back a picture of a pair of cargo shorts he got that were, I think, 5-ish inch inseam, and they were bright teal blue. And they had like the little cargo pockets. They were like smaller than usual, but it's like, okay, that's cool. That's unique. That's expressive. That's functional. And like it had this like Pokemon trainer vibes, which I was totally down for. So
yeah, for reals. So the hilarious thing is that cargo shorts is actually coming back in, but there's also a certain way to wear them as well. Because I've for stuff that I wear, it's all inspired by Instagram. Like I go to that like explore page and then I kind of like look at what everybody's wearing, and then I get my inspiration from there. But definitely cargo shorts is coming back, and of course straights are wearing them. So I mean, it's gonna be up to you guys if you want to wear them, but I'll definitely be judging you if you can actually pull it off. So
Wait. What is the correct now way to wear cargo shorts? Like not stuffed with chicken nuggets anymore?
Well, they'll be depending on you and the cargo shorts. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you wear like kind of like a little bit like oversized t-shirts and some little accessory and all that stuff. So
I'm skeptical about this.
How
do you feel about the Queer Eye guys? They're all about fanny packs. Do you see them wearing these fanny packs? Because I get in one sense, I get not having bulk in your pockets. Like I hate that. I hate having big bulky things in my pockets, whether it's my wallet, my phone, keys, whatever. But I don't know if I can get by with, or I get down with the fanny pack over the shoulder, because they like wear them as a strap on their shoulders. They're not necessarily wearing them on their waists. Like I'm having a hard time getting there.
I have a fanny pack, so I wear them every now and then.
Of course you do.
So yeah, but hey,
of course you do.
Yeah, I can pull it off though. I know what's clothing to match them with, and also what doesn't work for fanny packs as well. So, I mean, I can pull it off. Not a lot of people can pull it off. If you can't pull it off, don't do it.
I mean, if you can say the sentence, I can pull it off, that's what it takes to wear a fanny pack.
That's my question. How do you know if you can pull off a fanny pack?
You have to be able to say it. You have to be able to say it without trembling.
All it takes is a little confidence.
Exactly. Know
what you're doing.
Yeah, know what you're doing, and also compliments as well. Like if people are saying that, like, hey, I like that you're wearing a fanny pack like that, and it looks pretty awesome. And there's also people, and there are also like healthy critiques of like your friends or family saying, it's like, hey, that does not look good on you. And if it doesn't look good on you, and you don't like it, like inside of yourself, like if you know that it doesn't look good on you, then it doesn't look good on you. And sometimes that's okay.
I wanted to read, to close our conversation, I wanted to read something that I just loved. One of our beloved Yobbers, he had this to say, as far as dress goes, and as it connects to our sexuality and our faith. He was talking about how he's not really like a stylish person. Like he looks for things that fit and look, well, he doesn't put like a whole lot of thought into it, but he had this to say. He said, it's interesting to think about because it seems to me like fashion is an avenue through which a side B Christian can express their sexuality in a way that might be countercultural, but not counter-ethical. It's almost like fashion is a way to reclaim the space. It could be the space lost in the time spent in the closet, the space lost by bigotry and hatred of the church, the space lost in fear and shame, the space lost in choosing celibacy in a culture that worships marriage.
Yeah, I can see what they're saying, where you can, through fashion, we can participate in LGBT culture, I think, without having sex. Like as celibate people, if we're limiting our sexual expression, then like there are still ways that we can express ourselves in and with LGBT plus culture. And one of those things is through fashion.
Yeah. It's like, we don't have to wear sackcloth. I get this image of like sackcloth and mourning because we're opting out of sex, and we're opting out of marriages in a lot of cases, and other things like we don't have to be sad. We don't have to dress sad. We don't have to embrace like the despair, the loss that comes with choosing things that we're choosing. Like there's a lot of joy, and there's a lot of, and you go to some of these conferences and even the retreats that we've had, the retreat that we're going to have again, like there's a lot of men in our community that dress just really well, and they celebrate their dress. And that's it's a beautiful thing to see, like people in our community that dress really well and just feel comfortable in their skin, because I know there's a lot of people who grow up gay, who grow up closeted, who simply aren't. They're not comfortable in their skin. I certainly wasn't for years and years and years. So so it's a beautiful thing. My battle with body image goes way back, years and decades now at this point. I can remember first hating what I saw in the mirror as puberty hit me, as acne slaughtered my face. I would dodge mirrors in the bathroom, or even reflections in car windows or store windows. This displeasure with my body had a carryover effect to my clothing. I never wanted to be seen, never wanted anyone to examine my flaws, my impurities.
So it follows that I would dress accordingly. And I think we all can look back on the way we used to dress with a bit of a shudder and a bit of a cringe. I don't feel unique in that regard, as fashion trends come and go. But when I look at pictures from 7th grade, from 10th grade, even from college and young adulthood, I wonder, who is that person? How much of that person is still with me, if I'm honest, to this day? And I remember when I started to take fitness seriously and I started noticing my thin, wiry body gaining some muscles here and there, some curves here and there. My first reaction wasn't necessarily pleasure or pride. Honestly, I felt a lot of shame. I felt a need to cover up, because if someone noticed my biceps or my legs or my torso or shoulders or any part of me, I wouldn't know what to do with that. I certainly felt hideous on the inside, and it took a while. It took a long while not to feel hideous on the outside as well. I know Psalm 139 is a cliche scripture. We've heard it our entire lives if we grew up in the church, and sometimes it comes across as sing-songy, or I don't know. What does it mean to be fearfully and wonderfully made, really? But I think scriptures like this are so vital, despite how commonplace they might be, despite how many dozens, if not hundreds of times we've heard it over the course of our lives. I think it's worth hearing again, a few dozen times more, a few hundred times more, because it's true. We are miracles, each and every one of us. That we even exist is incredible, and that we have something to offer this world is something else altogether. And so whether you've heard this 1,000 times or not at all, I pray these words stick with you today, that you appreciate the miracle that you are, if only for a moment. Psalm 139 verses 13 through 18 of the ESV read as follows. For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there was none of them. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. If I would count them, they are more than the sand. I awake and I am still with you. And so, my brothers, today may you enjoy who you are, from the unformed to the formed, from your soul to your skin, and in the clothing that adorns you, too. May you take great delight in this body you've been given, because the one who fashioned it takes great delight in you. You are God's handiwork, his workmanship, his grand masterpiece, a reflection of the light of who he himself is. So let us step confidently into our reflections, the ones facing us in the mirror and the ones representing our Lord as we do his good work in this world. Today, even just for today, let us embrace this notion that we are worth caring for, we are worth beautifying, and we are worth delighting in.
Well, that was fun. I definitely enjoyed talking about fashion. It's been a long time coming. And if we do a part 2, I am totally down to guest spot on that as well.
It's fun that we're recording this episode in the summer. Maybe we could do a winter.
Ooh, yeah, winter edition.
I am down for that one too. I am down for that.
Okay. I mean, not that this was a summer centric episode, but like, I don't know. We
didn't even talk about scarves.
Oh, wait until we've got a little lightning round for our yobbers for some bonus content. So we'll have a lightning round on some fashion choices here soon. So stay tuned for that if you're in the Patreon community. Yeah, I would love to hear your guys' response to this episode as far as how you dress, how you wish to dress. Go over to our podcast episode page, yourotherbrothers.com/podcast. Find the episode 82 post on men's fashion. Tell us how this episode lands with you. Yeah, I would love to hear a little bit of your fashion journey or where you are now on the spectrum of like self-expression, how you feel about choosing the clothes that you put on your body, what goes into those decisions or what doesn't go into those decisions. Share some stories with us or call the Yob line if you would like. We would love to hear how this episode landed with you guys. And a huge shout out to Crop Tops once again for cutting this episode. I'm trying to frame this episode. I don't know. It just did a great job adorning this episode. Thank you, Crop Tops. You revealed so much.
We're attempting to sing your praises, but we're coming up short.
Exactly.
Okay, that was
That's
better.
How Crop Tops
that was
roll.
better.
Yes. Yes, this was fun. Awesome conversation. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you all you guys for listening. Thank you for all the awesome feedback. We had so much great feedback on this episode. People commenting. I'm really looking forward. As of this recording, we have not had the Zoom room yet for this topic. And so I'm really excited. I'm assuming that we're going to get a lot of well-dressed yobbers for this Zoom call. So I'm really excited to talk about this topic with our yobbers very soon. So that'll be fun. Until next time, you guys, for all your other brothers, my name is Tom.
This is Ryan.
And this is Matt.
Reminding you that you are not alone. Even the sparrow finds a home. See you next time, everybody.
Goodbye.
Laters.
Thanks for listening to Your Other Brothers podcast. Our show is edited and produced by Thomas Mark Zuniga. Theme music is Fear Is Not My Lover by Nathan Rousseau. We'd love to hear your story. Comment on this or any of our episodes at yourotherbrothers.com/podcast, or share a story to play back on our show by calling us at 706-389-8009. You can also email us at podcast@yourotherbrothers.com or write to us at Your Other Brothers, P.O. Box 843, Asheville, North Carolina 28802. If you enjoy our show, consider rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Your Other Bros. Finally, if you'd like to further support our storytelling, community building efforts, consider becoming a Yobber. Yobbers pledge monthly on Patreon and receive perks like bonus podcast content, access to a secret Facebook group, regular group calls with fellow patrons and authors, and more. Visit patreon.com/yourotherbros for more information. Until we journey next time, we're glad you're with us.